Okay, hello everyone. So this is going to be day one of a 24-hour reading vlog. I'm a little scared. Not really scared. I'm just interested to see what's gonna happen. A few things though to kind of let y'all know where we're at. Because I already can't sleep. I already have sleeping problems. Sorry, my cat. I basically for a lot of reasons, I'm not going to be staying up for 24 hours straight. I can't do that. I physically don't think that I could do that, which I know is kind of the point, is can you stay up for 24 hours? I already know I can't. I don't need to test it. I already know I can't do it. I don't want to do that. But I do have a few free days. I am off work for the next 6 days, actually, and my husband's working for the next 2. So we're gonna knock it out, see how this goes. We'll see what happens. My main goals for this is I don't want to get put into a reading slump. So if it takes me more than 2 days, if I can't, are you seeing this? It takes me more than the 2 days, and it's just gonna take me more than the 2 days because I really don't want to get put into a reading slump. I have not had a reading slump all year, people. All year. I want to protect that. So we'll just see what happens. Today is the first sunny day that we have had in probably 5. So I'm very excited about it. I do want to stop and film another video real quick just while the sun is out in a few hours. We'll see what happens. But the first book that we are going to be reading, which is only fitting because I read the first one in my last reading vlog, is House of Sky and Breath. I am so interested. I absolutely loved the first one, and I feel like this one will be even better, A, because all the world building has already been established. And B, I already know these characters, I already love these characters, and I do know the plot twist at the last page of the book. I don't know how we get there, I don't know what happens, but I do know vaguely where they end up. So I'm very curious to see how that happens. I did the math, and I read about a page a minute-ish, and I did the math, and if I do read a page a minute, I can finish this book in 13 hours, which means if I do the 12 hours today, I could essentially finish this book in 1 day, which is crazy. Yeah, we'll see though. I hope this doesn't take me the entire 24 hours because I feel like that'd be kind of lame for it to only be one book, but I would have dedicated a lot of time and knocked out this entire book, so I feel like it would still be successful because my only reading goal for the end of the year is to read this book, and it's the 27th. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, also, fun fact, I film on my phone, so I'm gonna have to do the timer on my iPad. Oh, which is so lame and funny. But honestly, I feel like it's hilarious. So we're gonna do it. It's currently 9:40 a.m. Yeah, and I'll stop the timer when I go to film the other video, when I go to get ready for that. I literally don't have any other plans, but you know how people randomly be calling you asking you to do some stuff, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I'm just gonna finish my coffee and read. Oh my god. Boom. So I'm gonna start reading. So, bye.
I remember when we used.
I knew it. I knew it. You don't care that I knew it.
We used to be in love, and we thought that nothing could ever keep.
Hey everyone, I'm in my car. I don't know how people do this. I'm like holding it up. So we are 4 hours into the challenge. I am a little over 200 pages into the book. We are getting somewhere. Things are being revealed. Definitely confused. Not in the same way as the first book. The first book, it was more like, why are there sedans and phones? And like, what do all these words mean? But this is more like, how does this connect? And you just don't know yet. So I got dressed, all that fun stuff. We're in the car. I have to help my mom run an errand real quick. Don't think I'm a good child. I've been bribed with food. So here we are. So yeah, I did bring my book though for while she's running her errand in case I have time to read it. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Interested to see how much longer I read for today, how far we get, all that fun stuff. But I will see you guys with an update later. What up? What up? I am looking so crazy right now. Okay. It's the next day. We got 10 hours into the challenge yesterday and today. Maybe read a little bit more today. I don't know exactly how much. Originally, my goal was that I wanted to finish the entire book by the end of today, but it's already 3 and I'm still really only like a little over halfway through, so I don't really know how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling out. Just went on a big walk. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'll update y'all in a little bit. But loving it so far. Feel like we're kind of at the point now where stuff starts getting a little crazy in these books. I look so sick. I actually can't even handle it. Am I gonna put something on the internet of me looking like this? Probably, because I don't actually care. But loving it. Therion is hilarious. I love him. And I was happy to see it come back with the little otter messengers. That's not a spoiler. But yeah, Junka's crazy. Danica's a sneaky bitch. Even after all that, she is still such a sneaky little bitch. But yeah, I'm having a really good time with it. I'm having a really good time. And I want to know so bad how we get to the end. Like, how do we get here? And I just want to know so badly. Like, my curiosity is killing me. And I do have one theory about who this secret agent is. I'm not going to say my theory because I do want this to be like spoiler free or whatever, but I do have a theory and I really hope I'm right because that would be such a good twist, but I don't know. We'll see. But really that's the only theory I have right now. I have no idea how we get from point A to point B. I do think though, knowing what I know, and I did this when I read the last one too, knowing what I know, I'm like overthinking literally everything because there were clues to some other stuff in the first book. Sorry, my husband just walked in. Do you want to say hi to the camera? There were some clues with the first book to all of this, and I think I only knew because I was looking for it, but I'm overthinking everything. I'm like, is this how this is going to happen? Is this like that person? Like, I don't know. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really liking it. So we're at 10 hours. We have 14 left to go for this video. So we'll see what happens, but peace.
Keep us from partying But now you're gone, and all I have is time.
I'm on page 600. And if what just happened is real, I have some words for her. Because I can't do this. I can't. I refuse. It's not real. There's no way that just happened.
And though you're not here anymore, I still think about you. 'Cause baby,
Okay. We're good. Oh, so stressed for a second. So, it has been a while since I have last spoken to you guys. It's really only been like a day, not even that. We have gotten 16 hours, 39 minutes. I'm like really laughing at myself having pulled up this iPad. The last clip that you guys saw was me around page 600, I think, of Crescent City. I did finish this last night. I didn't take any more clips because really from that point, like shit just started hitting the fan. And I was so absorbed in what I was reading that I did not to pull out the camera to talk to you guys. I was just so like, what the heck is going on right now? How is this gonna happen? I loved this book. This one didn't emotionally move me the same way that Crescent City did, the first one, until like the very end. Like there were definitely parts that like got me where I was like, oh my gosh. But for the most part, it wasn't the same in that way as the first Crescent City book was, but the last like 100 or so pages got me in the same way. I was like, I'm just so shocked. Like I literally, like in my Goodreads review, I was like, how am I supposed to just go about my normal life waiting for January 30th? Like how? Like knowing what I know, being worried for these characters in the way that I'm worried for them, how am I just supposed to move on? Like I'm just supposed to wait a month? More than a month? Like a month and 3 days? So dramatic. Like I'm just supposed to move on from this? I don't understand. And last night, I was like I couldn't stop thinking about it. I still can't stop thinking about it. But last night I was like, how am I going to finish this video? Like, I don't want to read anything else right now. Like, all I want to do is think about this book. Like, how am I supposed to move on? And I woke up this morning. I did have a really, really bad headache this morning. I do still kind of have one, but my original plan when I woke up was to not film anything, not read anything. I was just going to have a day because my head was hurting so bad. But took medicine, got a shower, obviously, and feeling a little bit better, and I am feeling like I want to read. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today as far as this challenge goes. So we'll see. But I do have, including today, 4 more days until I have to go back to work, which is really my window for wanting to do this kind of video. So we'll see what happens, but overall, I just can't stop thinking about it. I really can't. And I guessed one of the plot twists wrong, and then something was revealed. I'm trying so hard to keep this spoiler free. Something's revealed where you're like, oh, okay, this person is not this person then. And then I figured out who it was, like what the twist was, and I was like, if I'm not right, I'm gonna be so mad because this could be so good. I don't know, and I was right. And I'm so interested to see what the freaking heck happens. And the whole thing with the next book, even more stress. I was so fascinated. Oh, you don't want to be held right now? Or do you? Are you just talking? We got some characters in trouble, y'all. And I can potentially see in my head, I can envision what might happen. But obviously we don't know for sure. And I just don't understand. And I literally, y'all, have been planning my life around this next book being released. That's how freaking crazy I am in the brain right now about this. Like, I'm thinking like, okay, it comes out January 30th. That's on a Tuesday because publishing new releases on a Tuesday. So I'm like, I'll be working on a Tuesday. Wednesday is my off day. So I'm like, okay, so on Wednesday, all I have to do is read, right? I'm just gonna read that whole book. I don't think I'm gonna read it in one day, because I'm pretty sure it's freaking massive, like these other ones. But I'm like, I'm just gonna spend Wednesday reading it, right? And then I'm like, well, then I'm going to Disney 2 days after that, and I can't spend my Disney trip thinking about this book, so I gotta finish it before I go. So I'm like, am I gonna read it in the car? Am I gonna read it? Like, I'm literally like in my head thinking about how I'm gonna do this. I need help. I need help, and I need my friends to read this book. I need someone in person to talk to about it. So, all that to say, if you have read Crescent City, please comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Please don't hate it. But if you do, I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinions. But I just don't really know. So I don't really know what I'm gonna read next. Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. That name is gonna be so hard for me to pronounce because I live in Metro Atlanta. So, but it's like Atalanta. Let me just show you. Atalanta. I'm gonna read this. I loved Ariadne and I loved Electra. I definitely loved Ariadne more, and am I biased because a new character that we get introduced to, not a spoiler, a new character that we get introduced to in Crescent City is named Ariadne. And I think it's only fitting. You know, even though these two books, like, they'll have absolutely nothing to do with each other. What are y'all doing? Anyway. But this book is, again, a Greek mythology retelling, just like all of Jennifer Saint's other books. And I had not heard of this Greek myth before, which is essentially a princess is born, but she's a girl, she's not a boy, and so they leave her on a mountain to die. Artemis, I think, finds her and is raised by bears, I think, a little bit, but like Artemis is kind of like her goddess that is like watching out for her and caring for her and turning her into this warrior. And then she has to, she has to go on this quest, or she chooses to go on this quest, but she's warned that it'll like ruin her essentially, I'm pretty sure, but she decides to go and do it anyway. And I am very excited, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm even gonna read right now, but I think this is gonna be the next one that I'm gonna pick. So I will update you guys later, and we will see what happens. Sorry, I'm watching my cats. They're like, if you can't tell, they're like really freaking hyper right now. Look at what they did to my Christmas tree skirt. Do you see how this is the tree and that's the skirt? It's like completely away from it. Whatever, I need to take my decorations down anyway, so honestly, this is the sign for me to do that, so whatever. Okay, so I'm slightly sad. I just filmed an entire clip and it wasn't even recording. So there's that. But it's 11:20. I have finished Atlanta and I have 40 minutes left to the challenge. But I'm an old woman and I'm tired and I have a headache. So I'm gonna finish tomorrow, the 40 minutes tomorrow. And then we'll be done with this video. But I loved Atlanta. I really loved her as a character. Jennifer Saint has such a way with words and describing setting and describing emotion and she just does such a great job. And I really, really want to see more work from her like this. I think that I'm gonna give it like a 4.25. I don't know why I'm being stingy. It was really good. The ending was really satisfying. It's always so interesting because the way that her female leads, the stories that they're involved with, it's always a satisfying ending, but it's never really what you think it's going to be. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a happy ending, but it is satisfying the way that everything plays out, but it isn't your stereotypical ending. And if you Google it and you know the myths, then like you know what happens. But I prefer not to do that with these because I really like to be surprised. But it does get confusing when the names are all so similar and you start Googling like who's related to who, and then like things do pop up. But all that to say, I'm gonna go to bed now. If you can't tell by my demeanor and my hoodie making me look like I'm a Unabomber. Was that insensitive? I hope not. That wasn't meant to be. But I'm gonna go to bed. And I will see you guys tomorrow for us to finish this challenge. I really hope this is recording right now. If it's not, I'm gonna be so sad. Hello. All right, it's time to finish this challenge. It is January 1st. We just went on our first hot girl walk of the year. And we are going to sit down and read for the next 40 minutes and finish this 24-hour reading challenge. Overall, I have liked doing this. I feel like it's not really any different than the amount of time that I would read normally, just because normally, like whenever Joe's at work or something, I just read all day long. So I did enjoy getting to document it though. So we are going to read Honeybees and Distant Thunder by Riku Onda. Very excited. I think this is going to be a really great book. One of the girls that I follow on Instagram, this was one of her favorite books that she read last year. So I'm going to take a crack at it and we'll see, but I'll see you guys in a minute at the end of this video. So bye.
I remember when we used to be in love, and we thought that nothing could ever keep.
Okay, challenge is over. I got 35 pages into Honeybees and Distant Thunder. I'm very excited about this book. The way that the chapters are broken up is very interesting, and the writing is so good. I'm already like into it, wondering what's happened, wondering about these characters. So it's seeming very promising. So yeah, that's it. So it did the math, and with the books that we read, so we only read 2 full books, but the page number that I read is 1,123 pages, which when you think about it, like if I hadn't have read all of that Crescent City book, like I would have read like so many books if 800 pages of that had not been in one book. So when you think about it that way, I still think this was pretty successful that I read that much. So yeah, but next time I do this, I probably won't pick as big of a book. So that way there's a little bit more to talk about, but I still am very pleased with how this went, and I will see y'all at the next one. Bye.